definitely, you were willing to ruin a friendship to get some loving.
But you know that happens.
That whole part is going to be cut because Diana Ross is going to be my next. She ain't going to be me.
We do got
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? It's one step. You get you to Kirk Tracy.
Well, we got Rhonda.
We got Rhonda.
We got pictures and I'm on that fucking email list.
Well, see, there you go.
Okay, where we at? We are at 10, so okay, at about 9, we cutting 9 on. Okay. All right, so let's go for it.
Let's go for it, Rennie.
All right. Good job, guys.
Did he send me?
He did. What's going on, everybody? It's Q Jackson, and we are here with Q the Music. Q the Music is going to be an amazing conversation because we're going to talk about everything music. And today, we have some great people who I connect with on a very special level, okay? It's music. Old music, good music, music that matters, music that had it not been for this type of music, y'all wouldn't be listening to this y'all listening to today.
Come on,
so I'm going to go ahead and have everyone introduce themselves, okay? Let's go ahead and start right there. The one with the Stevie Nicks shirt on.
Stevie Nicks, I have to represent. I love my classic rock. My name is Carlos McDaniel. You can catch me on Instagram at carlos.dwayne. Yeah, that's me.
Hey.
I love all types of music, every single genre, except that screaming rock and roll crap, where it's just like
heavy metal.
Yeah, I don't like that. But anything else, I can listen to it.
Okay, I got you.
Well, I'm Jaye with an E. Don't leave
hey,
out
Jaye,
because my E is everything.
The E stands for eclectic
and everything
and extra.
Excellent.
And amazing.
All right. I am a self-proclaimed Disney kid that grew up on R&B love songs, and so for me, music is a passion of mine. For me, I connect with music on different levels, whether it is more so of the lyrics at moments, but then other times it's just the vibe of the song. In general, it's just so many elements that I connect with. So that is me, and that's why I'm here.
All right.
And I'm Q on behalf of Juicy Talk Radio. I'm a Southern belle from South Carolina who grew up with the. Excuse me.
Yes.
Thank you. I grew up on R&B and gospel, and I started moving throughout my life trying to get to the new music, and I didn't like it, so I just stuck with my old school stuff, and that's why the Gen Z kids call me auntie.
I'm sorry about that. Still, by the way.
I know.
It
started from him.
I know, but it's stuck though. Like my friends call me Nana, but when I understood what Nana meant, then I was okay with it.
Nana's good, love, and comfortable.
Yeah, you're gonna get a meal. You're gonna be able to lay your head down. It's a safe space. Nana is always a safe space.
I agree, friend.
It's like home.
But y'all better not call me Nana though. You got to know me at least 4 years or more.
You can call him Papa.
Okay, I can go with that.
He's a boy.
Or me, mom.
So, guys, there's been a lot going on in music this week, okay? So over the last couple of weeks when we decided to have this conversation, the group En Vogue, there was a big thing that happened where one of the original members, Maxine Jones, came back to the group. So obviously they've been having these conversations, behind the scenes for a very long time. So we got to see it on social media where we see everything. They were performing at, what was it was like an all-star game. And, Maxine was there. So Maxine had not been in the group in, why do I feel like it was 2013, 14, something like 13. That. So over 10 years, Maxine has not been in the group. She's been out here doing her own thing. I did see her performing, here and there. But, nothing has been as big or stuck as much as her time in En Vogue. So for me, that was a moment. I was texting people hey, look, it happened. So for you guys, what I want to know with En Vogue kind of coming back together, how did that make you guys feel when you saw that on social media? Because it was a big buzz.
For me, I definitely thought it was a great thing. I thought it reminded me of the time that we saw on the BET Awards with Alicia Keys.
Oh, yes.
When Alicia Keys brought out the original members. And to me, that we hadn't seen them in a while, and it was a moment of empowerment, because she was bringing up all of the different artists or different girl groups, but En Vogue kind of made a staple for a lot of the girl groups just in general. They got known as the a cappella group by accident, but still, that just,
do you know
just
how?
Absolutely, it was because of the producers. The producers had a creative moment where they wanted it to be like an a cappella thing, and it literally just stuck. That's how it came.
But do you remember the moment when it happened, like when the world got to see it?
No, tell me.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was American Music Awards
Mm-hmm.
when they
said,
sung
"Thank you."
their acceptance speech.
True.
I remember that.
Yep.
Because because that's, if you think about it, how many other groups came after them that wanted to sing live or a cappella at award shows type of deal? So Destiny's Child did that. Boyz II Men did that. So they were a true influence. But that's how I felt.
I personally feel like the circle was somewhat complete. I'm like you. I'm a stickler for the original. I miss Dawn. I know she's a little cuckoo, but I do miss just those four girls. I grew up on En Vogue. I feel like one of my earliest memories. Like when you become like 5, 6, 7, you start to become aware of things. Yeah. Some of my earliest memories were the Never Gonna Get It video, Free Your Mind. And I just always just loved Dawn. I just thought she was just so beautiful. Yeah. I mean, so for me, yes, it's a good moment. It's like you're at the home stretch. You're not necessarily there yet, in my opinion. But I love Maxine. I love what she's contributed to the group, of course. For me, I feel like the circle will be complete when it's all.
I'm so glad you said that. And when you're done, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
You are echoing a lot of other people's sentiments, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. But how do you feel about seeing Maxine rejoin?
I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion, unfortunately. So, in 2001, when Maxine and Dawn left the first time,
that wasn't the first time. Dawn left in the 90s.
Yeah. Maxine left, and she got replaced by Amanda Cole, and then Rona from the Jamie Foxx show, who's in a group now, replaced her then. They reunited again in like 2010 for that performance or whatever. And then they left again. I just feel like this is another step to their next bad decision, if that makes sense. Like because they're not all, the originals are not there. I'm excited Maxine is back. Sydney, Terry, Maxine is like, oh, we almost got y'all. No shade to Rona because she can sing too. I just feel money and business is still not going to be aligned 2 years later, and then Maxine's going to exit again. So I just feel like this is just another stopgap before it happens. However, because they are the blueprint and they set the tone, I hope it works, because all these women are in their late 40s and 50s.
They are not.
What do you mean?
And we're going to get into that in a moment. Maxine is 63. Okay? Jesus. Cindy is 63.
Is she?
Terry is 59. Rona is 49.
They look good.
They look good.
So what I'm saying to say is Maxine, her decision to probably rejoin the group and have them come back together. Exactly. That's what it is. Like, you about to ride off into the golden years and make you a couple dollars. But there are a couple issues that I did have, me personally, with her coming back. And it wasn't the fact that Maxine came back, but it was a lot of people's comments. Because people couldn't sit in the moment of appreciating the fact that an original member came back after all of these years, that they worked out their issues, they figured out what they needed to figure out, and then she came back. They kept focusing on Dawn. Well, okay, Maxine's back. Where's Dawn? Where's Dawn? Where's Dawn? Have y'all seen R&B Divas?
Yes.
Okay, we all know Dawn. Dawn has her things, and there are a lot of things that they need to work out. And Dawn is very vocal about a lot of these things. And I ain't gonna lie, I actually have Dawn's number in my phone, and I talked to her probably about 3 years ago.
I interviewed her
because we were supposed to do some stuff together. And even still, there were things that she was still talking about regarding this group. So there might be things legally that she needs to work out. There might be things you might need to go to therapy.
The trademark thing is one of them.
Nah,
you don't think that has anything to do with it?
It is what it is. At the end of the day, when it comes to that trademark. because Cindy and Terry are out here doing what they're doing.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember at a moment that Maxine and Dawn was also doing shows as En Vogue.
But hold on. They started doing shows after they what? After they decided to leave the original group. So if you leave the original lineup, then I don't necessarily feel like you're entitled to.
Right, but when we're talking with somebody that we had already said that Dawn is not necessarily working with all her marbles.
Can I say something that happened?
Yeah. Hold on, but when we talk about somebody who's not working with all their marbles, we talk about the logic that's happening in that head. And what that logic is for her is saying, you are trying to take something away from me, even though I'm sitting on R&B Diva set, and y'all are still out there performing. The fact that you try to trade Marcus without me is a problem for me in my logical brain.
Oh
Lord.
So okay,
Lord.
now I'm gonna say this. So the fact that people did not sit in the space of Maxine rejoining the group and they focused solely on Don. But then the other thing, like I understand. You know, everybody loves the original because the original is when we started to love En Vogue as a group.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, we can't take away Rona Bennett's contribution. Her original entry date into that group was 2003.
And
it is 2025.
But
okay, that woman has been in the group. Even, you know, when the other ladies came back, she stepped back. Then she came back. Truth be told, Rona has been in that group longer than most of those original members.
Correct.
And hold on. And she contributed, her voice contributed to the last Grammy that they won.
But when we got introduced, were they pop? I'm sorry, go ahead, baby.
No, go ahead. No,
I just wasn't like,
were they popping? What was that Grammy for?
What was, that one song that came out about 10 years ago. I'm going to find it. Something about a rocket. Something about a rocket. Go for it. All right, your turn.
I got something to say.
Okay.
And this is no shade to Rona, because she can sing.
Yes.
The NBA All-Star performance, her voice is still crystal clear.
It is, just like on Jamie Foxx.
Thanks for correcting me on the ages. However, when we think of En Vogue, we are not thinking of no song with Rona. We are thinking of Hold On, Free Your Mind, My Lovin', Don't Let Go. We are not, no shade. She has contributed a long time to this group.
To help the legacy continue.
That's just like
do you know the New Temptation?
That's just like the Caravans in the gospel group. We know they switched a million members, but we still know the old songs from the original. They're still performing the songs when she was not in the group. That's all I wanted to say.
I mean, you are correct. So what I would say as far as Rona's contribution to the group, her contribution to the group is helping the legacy to continue. Yeah, she's been a part of new songs, but when you see En Vogue popping up in these different cities on tour, I went to, did you come to Stockbridge? I'm sorry, the ViStar Amphitheater. And Patti LaBelle performed.
That was me.
No, Patti LaBelle performed.
Patti, yeah.
But En Vogue was right before them. En Vogue was her opening act.
We only got to see him for 10 minutes because of the
But they still were good, though.
They were good.
They were amazing. But I'm saying that to say Rona has helped to, continue the legacy, whether she's singing new songs or old songs or whatever it is. So I don't want anybody to ever feel like their part of the group was not important, except for Amanda Cole.
I got a question.
No.
Go ahead, Jay.
Listen, and again, I don't know how to say this because I agree with Quamane. There is really no intention of being disrespectful or rude to Rona.
No.
But the truth is, it is like any other band that has replaced a member and kept going.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know you, and not to say it like that,
but you did.
But the truth is, and now this I'm gonna tread very lightly on because
they'll cancel you.
I happen to really love, but I love. Excuse me.
Go for it.
Just want to show you that.
I love.
It was a number one, not a Grammy. Sorry. Go for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at that last number one.
Yeah.
Last number one hit.
Yes. I love Michelle Williams.
Come on now.
I love
We
Michelle
love you,
Williams.
Tanisha and Michelle Williams.
I absolutely love
Michelle
Williams.
the Bridge.
And I hate the fact that Michelle does not get as much recognition as she should have, or she does, because of her contribution to Destiny's Child. But when you look at it in a realm of it being, I'm about to get up.
Go
I'm about
ahead.
to get mad.
No, Jay,
I'm about to get mad.
I'm proving your point. I was showing him something to prove your point as you were talking. But go ahead.
No, but that's the truth. The original viewpoint as to the group is somebody that you're looking at, and that's who you want to see. It's absolutely no disrespect to Michelle. I love Michelle, but society has a standard where it's like, don't be the Michelle. That's rude. But they look at that whole group now. You know.
To that point, though, when you're talking about Destiny's Child versus En Vogue were 4 girls whom you really couldn't tell who the lead singer was because there wasn't necessarily one. They all sang. They all sang lead. They all sang verses. Let's just be honest. Destiny's Child was Beyonce and them.
And the cheering.
Beyonce and the girls.
And the children.
I mean, let's just be honest. So you got Beyonce. You got Kelly, who's been there since day one. Yeah. So she's, and then it's like Michelle was just like, girl, this is Beyonce's show.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of that, I can't remember who it was I was having a conversation with. But after all of these years of Destiny's Child being around, somebody was like, think of the name. Of course, we all know that the group was designed for one person.
She the Destiny.
It's called Destiny's Child, but it's 4 or 3 people. Why is the group not called Destiny's Kids? Destiny's Children. Because the group was designed to focus on
they was running in their little kitten heels trying to work it on Fiance.
Their house of Darion. But Maxine.
That was the only
I personally am very happy that she's back. I would love to see them in concert. I saw them in concert as, the lineup right before this. And they were doing amazing. They looked good. They sound good. They out here doing what they're doing.
Again, as I just proved to you on the phone, they're still performing the songs before Rona was there.
Yeah.
Their Grammy noms were before Rona was there. Their last #1 hit was before Rona was there. So I just think.
But it was a song.
I'm just saying.
You riding for Rona, ain't you?
I'm riding for everybody who makes a contribution.
He riding for Rona.
I'm riding for everybody that's making a contribution to the legacy.
We're not taking it away from them.
But the thing is, everybody else was. People couldn't stand in the fact that Maxine returned because they were focused on why Dawn was not there.
But the reason for that is what we're saying. Because honestly, before they're looking for Maxine or Dawn, they checking for, hold on!
Listen, and Rona's been there a long time.
Wait a minute.
I think also it's just like, from my standpoint, it's like, okay, if Maxine can work out her differences, I can't.
Because Maxine couldn't figure it out back in the day when Dawn said, Maxine, they not paying us right. She said, huh? And then she decided to leave. So that's what happened. So now, Dawn figured it out on one side. Terry and Cindy are saying, we have bills. And Maxine is saying,
Cindy got 4 kids to take care of.
I know.
Grown kids. So she.
Well, if they grown, she don't need to take care of them.
Ooh,
I mean,
I was reading this from, it was an interview with I Got Soul in 2020. And Dawn said, because she was getting paid 2 cents per record, but she didn't really like that. She told telling the girl, if they had not kicked me out of the group, I would have stayed with the group. When someone gives you an ultimatum, it's not a choice. It's either our way or the highway, which kind of contradicts R&B Divas when she said that she left because of the money and stuff. But I was saying that to say also she got that advice from MC Hammer, who told them to check your record deals, and they realized they weren't getting paid that much. Her and Maxine tried to do their own thing. The money didn't work then. Maxine, what we keep forgetting, also tried to do En Vogue on her own.
En Vogue to the max or something.
Yeah, En Vogue to the max on her own. She lost the trademark. They was doing Juneteenth shows and stuff by herself. And then she came back. I'm very happy she's back, but it's not complete until we can get Dawn back on the stage. And if you guys can just agree that, hey, our residuals from residuals.
Mm.
Our residuals from these records are shit, but our performance fee can be this. Can we just perform so we can retire by 70?
And the thing is, hold on. And she's gonna stay there because what we discovered, I think it was actually in 2020. Do you guys remember Sylvia Rone, the record producer? She was a record producer. All 5 of them, including Rona, okay, current member, they all came back together and they did a performance for Sylvia. And for a little minute, they were talking about doing a reunion because this actually happened around the 30th anniversary of like their first release. So I mean, they tried it. Over the years, they have absolutely tried it, and all 5 of them looked amazing. But for whatever reason, the business, it didn't work out. But you know, I mean, there's always hope because it seems like Cindy, Terry, Maxine, I mean, you know, yeah, Rona, and even somewhat Dawn have kept an open mind, but it's just like the things in the background have not worked. So they have not come back together and given us what we wanted. But let's just appreciate where we are 100%. Now. One win at a time.
Because we still got all of them alive to do it. And as we lose our legends, we need to sit in respect for all the fact that they're all here.
Yes.
And they look good.
All of them look amazing. Maxine is, I think she's the oldest. Then Cindy, then Terry.
Dawn is the youngest, isn't she?
I think so. I think she might still be in her 50s.
So they were in their 30s during En Vogue. Like that was, am I
20s.
doing my math
Yeah,
right?
they were in their early 20s.
Okay, excuse me.
Hold up, damn! They came out. Let me see. I'm about
That
to
was
be.
1990.
Hold on,
It was
they-
89.
But they came out. I think they got together in the 80s.
That was
sometime in the 80s.
Yeah.
So they were in their
All
in
of
their
those were
20s.
more so on their second album.
You know, I always felt, I'm going to say this when you move your subject. I always felt bad for Dom when Lil Mo said at the reunion, when she quit R&B Divas, that they had to put the water hose on her car because her car was overheating and stuff.
Oh, who's car?
Dawn car. It's on. Y'all look on YouTube on the R&B Divas season 1 reunion.
Bitch, I'm dead.
No, when the Williams was hosting, Lil Mo said, I always felt bad for Dawn because basically she was going through a lot. She was dating that white man. Her car was overheating in the parking lot. They was pouring water on it, and I was like, well, why can't Dawn just put her pride down and just say, girls, I will do a tour. This is the amount I want, and we can be fine. Can we do that? They say, yeah, take your ass on tour, be done. But what happens is sometimes black people get...
That's that pride. That's the pride. Wow, I don't remember that. I don't remember ever.
You want to put it in here. You want to have to edit it.
All we could ask is that
I'm going to find it for you.
Hold on.
Boo, 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 boo. Now, you said something about residuals earlier.
Yes.
And if you guys have paid attention to social media, Chris Brown has a song called Residuals.
She's been doing
so there's been a challenge, and one LaTocha Scott, formerly of the group Escape.
She was the first female, if I'm not mistaken, the first female artist that did that.
She came and on social media, she put it out here, and there were some very striking things that she mentioned. The fact that for the last 2 years, she and her husband have broken up. Her husband, Rocky, allegedly that they broke up. That's what she said in the song. And that she has been trying to reach out to her sister of the group, who's still in the group Escape. If you guys know, a few years ago, was it about 2 years ago, the R&B, the Queens of R&B show on Bravo came out, and there was a lot that was revealed. Hold on. There was another thing that she said. She said she was kicked out of the group. But we all saw on TV that she chose to leave because she got a solo deal with Motown Records. So she chose to leave the group, and in the midst of leaving the group, she was kind of starting discord amongst the ladies of Escape and the ladies of SWV. Yeah. Okay, so when the tour finally happened, it's like the world had a sigh of relief. We were happy. And here we go 2 years later. What did y'all think about that?
You guys want to start?
And let's go before Tamika actually came and said something about that.
I didn't hear what Tamika said. I honestly, I watched a few seconds of it, and I was like, swipe.
I have to.
I don't. Girl, I just feel like you've done, okay, you've done a lot of damage.
That's the word.
You've done a lot of, even going back to their infamous third album that they had to rush through because you were trying to do your solo album.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've done a lot of damage. You can place some blame on her ex-husband, but the choice is ultimately yours. So I just feel like, honestly, for me, I was just like, oh, child, y'all would be nothing but a fool if y'all brought that woman back into the fold. Nothing but a fool.
You want to go, Jim?
That's just my opinion. People change.
I'm gonna let.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
Go
let
ahead.
you go.
I was just going to catch, for people that don't know why they fell out on the group. Just for a quick background, Tiny's mom called all the girls and said, "Hey, the union is having a conversation with Sound Exchange. Y'all can get royalties and da da da." Tamika hadn't heard of it. Tamika called to figure out where her check was, because Tiny and Candy got her check, got their check, and then she found out that her check was cash. When they investigated, Tamika's best friend investigated and found out it was cash by Rocky and LaTocha. So she was already mad about them stealing her coin, her residual coin.
Right. Step one.
So the mama crazy. The mama said, "Tamika, it doesn't matter," which was crazy to me. Fast forward, as you said, to your point on the show. On the show, they're trying to do a tour with SWV, and she's going to Nashville trying to get her own solo deal, showing up at shows with a whole bus full of people. And Candy said this is what she did back in the 90s.
Stealing coins from somebody else, so you got 50 people. Keep going.
I knew she was lying when she said, "You stole my money." Girl, nobody steal it. I said, yeah, she did. I want to say, when she did to Tamika's point, what Tamika said on Ricky Smiley was that it was a great marketing ploy for her new music.
And she also gave her sister kudos. She said she sounded good, and she will
favorite
always
singer.
be her favorite singer.
She said,
right?
"That's my sister. She's my favorite singer." However, what I want to just backtrack on is they both are liars. So I just want to put
Both sisters?
Both sisters. Okay. Tamika, as we remember, to protect Tasha, because Tasha was mad at Candy getting a solo deal, and Tasha and Candy was beefing. Tamika went on the radio and said that Candy was sleeping with Jermaine Dupri's daddy, which was a lie. Candy slept with Jermaine Dupri, not the daddy. Okay?
Yeah.
So she admitted to lying. Tamika admitted to lying, said she was.
Janet did too.
I know a whole bunch of people. But she basically was protecting her sister.
Right.
She said, "I lied, was protecting my sister." Tasha.
Something she admitted.
Yeah, she admitted that 3 and 4 times. Tasha is lying because she knows that check, something happened to that check. You went to do a single. Let's keep it real. You did a single. Your career's dried up. Nobody's buying your solo music. You decided to do this challenge because you said, if I say I left my husband because nobody wanted to be with him anyway, this will make everybody be back who I can get back in the group.
Especially when he in the background saying, "Hit that note."
And you know what? The crazy thing, though, when all of this happened and the fallout was so great from this, like, nobody was checking for, like, nobody was checking for Tasha. You went to gospel. And most people who go to gospel are going to succeed. Because just like on Apollo, ain't nobody going to boo you off if you singing about the Lord.
Also, if you're anointed.
Okay. Well, so anywho, what I always felt was that the only way that she can kind of recover from every bit of damage that had been done is for her to leave her husband. Because from the things that we've seen, I mean, abuse comes in many different forms.
True.
They ain't got to bust you upside your head for them to abuse you. But there's mental abuse, there's verbal abuse, there are a lot of things. And let's just be honest, at one point, LaTocha was very insecure. I don't know if she is now, but, insecure about the way that she looked. And then you have somebody behind you who is loving you and they're willing to stay with you. So a lot of things, things that normal people wouldn't accept if they stand in a place of like strength in their life and in their situation, she accepted throughout this situation. So I always felt that if she walked away from him and used like, hey, maybe I was abused in that situation, people could kind of understand it. They might not fully accept it because at the end of the day, yes, you are a grown-ass woman. And a lot of the decisions that were made, You know that they weren't right, but you were there. Yes.
You know why I can't understand it? Because these girls are in their mid-40s, almost 50. If she not
I
already,
think she might have hit 50 already.
the reason I can't understand it is because your only success was in the group, and each time that you left the group was behind your husband's decision, and you still didn't make it. And the fact that you haven't seen it still yet, that your husband makes bad decisions, is kind of on you.
She did have a little minor hit with Trick Daddy.
But
what was the song?
I have to look it up.
Thug Holiday.
There you go. Boom.
But here's the other thing. Here's another reason to piggyback on what you just said.
Yes.
Not only are they a little long in the tooth at this age for them to be able not only are they a little long in the tooth on the department of trying to understand relationships.
This is not ageism.
No, it's not, but
No,
it's truthism,
not.
okay?
Yeah, definitely it's true.
But
age is
you
nothing
haven't.
but a number,
It's
though.
not. Well, clearly,
You got it. Though.
clearly,
You got it. If you
clearly.
got it.
But you have an advantage that the average person does not have because this is all on camera.
Absolutely.
So a lot of times we can replay a scenario in our head and say, oh no, this is how it went. And in reality, it could have gone completely different. You can actually watch back how stupid you look on a lot of the different things.
Yeah.
This is just the truth. And for you to be able to see your actions, your reactions, and your non-actions live and in living color, and you choose not to make a change for real, and you do something where it's only for another stunt, girl, aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of doing stunts? Because that's what's been sustaining you, your stunts. And it ain't got you nowhere, boo.
What do y'all think it would take
The mama needs to hand, because the mom is the problem.
Because I actually don't think that her coming back in the group would ever, because y'all went and y'all sold out in multiple cities. I think it was 25 cities throughout the summer. Yeah. And y'all did that without the voice that, most people had become familiar with. What? They didn't sell out. What?
No, I just want to throw in there when he said the mama's a problem. I just want to note that the daddy left the mama, and I think she used her daughters to. That's all.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. And here's the thing: why is this kept? We talk about yes, Tasha's voice is absolutely amazing, and she contributed a lot to the '90s sound. Right. However, we're in 2025, and the same runs that Monica did in those 90s, you notice that Monica doesn't necessarily do those same runs nowadays because that's not it. And the thing is, you're good, you're beautiful, you're very talented, but a lot of those songs that we truly had a vibe for, kind of like we were talking about the En Vogue thing. Candy's voice was the main voice that was on. She sang most of the lead. Tasha had the bridge.
Yeah.
Tasha had the bridge. Tasha took it to the next, but Candy and Lil Tiny and you know what I'm saying? They were all vocally on there.
Not to take it off of Escape, but I think the reason that they did that was because they saw such a success with TLC and T-Boz.
Yes.
Raspy.
Yes.
But they admitted Escape, they came out around the same time.
93.
No.
They came out in 93. Yeah. TLC came out a year before that. And they had 2, 3, 4 hits by then.
Yeah.
The 22nd. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But, what about your friends? Baby. Ain't Too Proud to Beg. That kind of that was like, okay, this is the vibe now. So I think that's why they led with Candy.
True.
Even though, arguably, LaTocha was kind of a better singer.
I mean, come on now.
But truth be told, like when it comes to the group, all the ladies truth be told can hold their own.
Yeah.
But me personally, I like what all the ladies contributed. I like Tamika's voice because it was nice and smooth, it was simple, and it was still powerful. Even Tiny, all of them,
I don't know how I missed her.
Tiny's voice was my favorite voice in Escape. Absolutely, hands down.
And it still sounds the same.
It still sounds the same. Tiny is everything for me. Y'all can say what y'all want about Tiny. I like Tiny.
But do y'all think that they would ever get to a point, or would y'all want to see them get to a point where they've reincorporated LaTocha in the group,
like they did on Dreamgirls at the end?
I like to see
bring her in for a song.
I like to see full circle.
She was on.
I like when I like to put a nice little.
Tasha, they posted it. They asked her, "Did you talk to your sister?" She said, "We've communicated." They asked her, did you talk about the business? She said, we talked strictly about sisterhood. That's what Tasha said.
That's the first step.
But the day before, Tamika said they didn't.
And
Well,
now, they just posted it on Neighborhood Talk. I saw it earlier.
Tamika said she ain't called her my number, but
she
saying
said when Brown shot a call right after that aired.
I cook you a meal. Come on, let's have this conversation.
And I also saw a clip where he asked
Candy,
Candy, and Candy was like, I think the first step is getting straight with your sister.
Yeah.
This is
because the business is the business.
We'll put that clip.
The business is the business. Yeah. I agree. They're family. They're family at the end of the day.
And like Candy said,
and if I can't
focus on the
not going to be able
first.
to discuss. I'm not going to be able to discuss business with somebody who I'm not on the same page with, who's not necessarily there with me. Mainly if this is a family member, because we got other shit that we got to work out.
And when they work it out, the mama don't need to be there.
The
husband
mama is their problem.
Still needs to not.
They need to go ahead and Rocky needs to go with the mama and go away.
Can I say?
No shade. I love y'all, but your mama's a problem.
When they find out in the documentary, the daddy left the mama, so she was left to raise them by herself. I think because Tasha had the boy, she said, we struggling. I'm going to push your ass in the front because you're going to have to make the money. And I think Tamika always took, because she was a wild child. She got pregnant as a teen. She was kind of, I think she just gave Tamika the backseat and favored Tasha. And she didn't know how to just be, sorry, I'm not going to talk about parenting. It was presumed that she don't know how to parent both at the same time and be a great mom. And I think it carried over into their sisterhood. Tamika feeling left out. Having her sister back no matter what. Blind loyalty, which do fuck us up sometimes.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of where they ended up like this.
Yeah.
I do, to your point, I do not think they need to let Tasha back in the group because it's only going to be another step, Maxine, to another bad decision that they want to make and leave again. And we're on a great groove. We're making millions of dollars. We'll see you at a BET Awards performance. If they do a lifetime achievement,
well, hopefully this time they let her know what the outfit is, so she don't come out next spring.
I don't believe that.
You think she did that?
I think she did it. I do not believe
I think that was totally on purpose, and she blamed it on. They didn't let me know in enough time.
It was a scheme,
right? Todd set that one up too. Jesus.
Rocky.
That's it, Bert.
Allegedly.
Something's
telling me it might be you.
Hold on.
No. Y'all got to do it the right way.
Who's driving?
I am. I'm Bernie. I'm Bernie.
Y'all in the back seat.
This is from that movie. What's
Come on, you Robin.
Wait until
you Robin.
Tookie. Was it?
Yeah.
Tootsie.
Something's telling me it might be you. Who the
I thought they all pointed.
Somebody's supposed to look and point.
So who's
right.
driving?
You could be Whitney.
Pointing.
You could be the Whitney to my Angela, and you could be the Whitney to his Angela.
Okay, we'll
get it together.
I was doing the Whitney.
All right, now y'all sing the part.
Oh, I love this song.
Something's telling me it might be you. All right. So if you guys are familiar with that part, that is from one of the most classic movies ever, Waiting to Exhale. Angela Bassett, Whitney Houston,
Loretta Devine.
And Loretta Devine.
What you call her?
Layla Rashawn.
I didn't hear that. Go ahead.
Because you wasn't listening.
Right.
But the song in question we're talking about is, what is it called? Might Be You or something like that from the legendary singer Roberta Flack, who actually just passed away a few days ago at the age of 88.
Not Bird.
Bird is gone.
Not Bird.
You know, she came out in, what was it, the 60s? Something like that. 60s. She took over the 70s, the 80s. The 90s, she was out here doing things, receiving her awards. And somewhere probably about 10 or 15 years ago, I think it is, she had a stroke.
Yeah, she did.
So she was out here and there, but, you know, she kind of chilled out. But, you know, she went on to glory to that big old R&B concert in the sky. Roberta Flack, we got a little dark liquor to pour out.
Pour out? That's liquor abuse. We ain't pouring it out. We're going to sip it up for... We ain't gonna pour it out for.
Did you know that "Killing Me Softly" was not her original song? I did not know that for years. I was like, wow. But she came and she took it and it was hers, and that's all that mattered.
She was very influential to music too. Didn't she work with Luther a lot?
Luther worked with her.
That's what I meant.
He was her
worked with
background singer.
And he always would say that she fired him.
She
Because
released him
she
into
could
his
see
blessing.
him being his own artist. She freed him. Yes, indeed. And we have the legendary Lute, mainly because Berta said, "Flee before me."
Get off my
Bird,
payroll
fly.
and go create your own.
That's it.
Oh.
And why does Skippy outshine him?
And recently, we actually just got the news about a few hours ago that another singer who had been around for a while,
Somebody else. died?
Angie Stone,
Oh, not this
went
guy.
on to glory. Her sprinter, I guess she was just leaving a show, and her sprinter van was hit by a semi truck,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not
and it
know.
I didn't know that
and it
either.
flipped over. That's
Yeah.
what it said. Yeah,
A semi truck.
yeah.
Wow.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
Flipped 3 times and then it was hit. It flipped over and then she got hit by 18-wheeler.
Oh.
That's what the reports were saying.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
That's horrible.
63 years old.
Did anybody else die? And she wasn't the only one on the bus, huh?
I don't know.
That's a
I
good
didn't mean it
question
like
because
that.
it's a tour bus. It's a lot of people.
I didn't
You
mean it
think.
like that because I heard it after, but she was just coming back from a concert, so I'm assuming the team had to have been on the bus as well.
From Alabama. That's what I was thinking. They didn't report the team.
It's in Alabama.
It was
Yeah.
coming from Alabama. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Where do you not? Does it say where?
Your
Did you
home,
say
your
Alabama?
home state
Yeah.
killed
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
no.
where you from?
Angie Stone.
Mhm.
I'm cutting that part out. I couldn't
Jesus.
say that.
Did you see what her daughter posted?
What did she post?
Oh, now I won't take
No, my mommy going with the crying, laughing emoji. What I think was the wrong emoji.
It was the wrong emoji. I don't
think it
think
was
that
the
was her
wrong
intention
emoji.
to laugh. But she
I think-
didn't know about the different emoji.
People took it the wrong way because of their history.
That's the daughter that she
That's
busted
true.
teeth out.
She busted teeth
Now
out.
see,
Oh,
now
I
you see,
remember
now
that.
didn't we
Oh
just
my
see
god.
Oh, we wasn't supposed to say
how
that.
we take a trauma and turn it into comedy?
Q did it.
Now we sitting here talking about the lady's untimely and very tragic
Well,
death.
we gonna have a lot of editing to do because we ain't gonna talk about how her daughter got her teeth busted out by Angie.
I would like to revisit that though, because I don't exactly remember what that conflict
Well, word on the
was.
curb is the girl was sassy. And Angie said, bitch, I'm a stone.
They were on TD Jakes' show, and they were trying to resolve the conflict with TD Jakes. And Angie told her. See, Angie
You're
get
not
that.
sitting next to the mic next time.
Angie, we from
It's
South
just
Carolina.
film,
You
bitch.
get
This
the.
wasn't me.
Yes, it was. You the one screwed the shit in.
I feel like you're embarrassing me.
I
And
like
I'm
this
about
part.
to get
We go in
offended.
and out. We go in and out. We go in and out.
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
But yeah,
Thank you guys
that's
so
what
much for tuning in to Cue the Music. Make sure you guys follow all of these amazing guys at
Oh, Juicy Talk Radio 1 on Instagram.
Mr. 1029, that's MRTEN, the number 29.
It's Carlos.Dwayne. That's DEWAYNE.
and we'll be back with another amazing conversation on Cue the Music very soon. Okay, now what were y'all gonna say?
You know what's funny?
What?
Why she bust that girl in her